When someone brings up Valentine's Day, what's the first thing that pops into your head? Hallmark cards, teddy bears, chocolates? What Valentine's Day has become is a far cry from how it originated. Hello, my name is Schneider. Valentine's Day has always had a special place in my heart. After thoroughly researching the history and origin of Valentine's Day, I'm excited to share the information I learned to the class. After this demonstration, the class will have a better understanding of the history of Valentine's Day. Today we will go over the feasts of Lupercalia, St. Valentine, and the contemporary celebration of Valentine's Day. So a review of the key points. First, Feast of Lupercalia. Second, St. Valentine. And third, contemporary celebration of Valentine's Day. So first things first, the Feast of Lupercalia. And my resource for this information was Critical Thinking About Sex, Love, and Romance in the Mass Media by Mary Lou Galatian, Deborah L. Merkskin, July 10th, 2007, using scholargoogle.com. Basically, it explained that with roots from both pagan and Christian traditions, the origin of Valentine's Day was created. And by the 4th century BC, the Romans honored Juno, the goddess of love, on February 14th and celebrated the feast of Lupercalia on the 15th. Lupercalia was a fertility festival that included the custom in which young men would draw a name from a jar of the names of teenage girls who would become their sexual companion for the rest of the year. My second resource on the Feast of Lupercalia was also from scholargoogle.com, was Lyrics Freak 1974, 12tribes.org, 2004 Valentine's Day card publications. Pope Gelasius outlawed the celebration of Lupercalia's festival. It was very common practice during that time of history for the Roman Church to try and find a way to link the religion with the religious festivals already in vogue of the day, making the conversion of the masses easier. Gelasius cleverly replaced the love feast of Lupercalia with a holiday he called St. Valentine's Day. It had been speculated that to make the legend of this holy man called Valentine more appealing, they may have embellished Valentine's life story just a little bit. Still, it happened so long ago, actual historic records no longer exist. If it didn't happen this way, it certainly makes for an interesting story. Which brings us to St. Valentine. And again, using the scholargoogle.com, Critical Thinking About Sex, Love, and Romance in the Mass Media, Mary Lou Merkskin, July 10th, 2007, it explained that Valentine was a 3rd century priest who was imprisoned and then executed on February 14th for marrying couples in defiance of the emperor's orders. Valentine fell in love with the jailer's daughter, and just before his death, he sent a letter from prison signed, "From your Valentine." After his death, he was made a patron saint of lovers and the overseer of the festival on February 14th, where young men offered handwritten messages of affection to the woman they admired. And now using NPR.org, The Dark Origins of Valentine's Day, February 13th, 2011, it explained that the ancient Romans may also be responsible for the name of our modern day of love. Emperor Claudius II executed 2 men, both named Valentine, on February 14th of different years in the 3rd century AD. Their matron was honored by the Catholic Church with the celebration of St. Valentine's Day. Later, Pope Gelasius I muddled things in the 5th century by combining St. Valentine's Day with Lupercalia to expel the pagan rituals. But the festival was more of a theatrical interpretation of what it had once been. Lenski adds it was a little more of a drunken revel, but the Christians put clothes back on it. They didn't stop it from being a day of fertility and love. Also, this is my visual aid of St. Valentine, who's celebrating God's love. And now for the contemporary celebration of Valentine's Day. Using stvalentinesday.org, Valentine's Day in Present Times, it explained that the most popular way of celebrating Valentine's Day is to go for a romantic date with a sweetheart. One can find parks and restaurants thronged by lovers holding hands and expressing love. Valentine's Day's special parties are also organized by hotels to give the lovers an opportunity to celebrate. So these days, romantic getaways are turning out to be an extremely popular way of celebrating Valentine's Day. Valentine's Day has become this huge big hype, which has turned the occasion into a multi-million-dollar industry. The holiday has turned out to be the biggest card-selling holiday after Christmas in the United States, as the youth prefer to buy not just one but several cards for their sweethearts, and also for their parents, their teachers, siblings, friends, and other loved ones. Of course, the holiday is not just restricted to cards in the present consumerist society. People also buy lots of chocolates that come in the special Valentine's Day packaging. They also buy flowers, and in spite of the fact that the price of flowers actually increases during the time of Valentine's Day because of the huge demand. Also, online shopping on Valentine's Day has turned out to be a big business in modern age of technology. In conclusion, we have successfully been informed on the history of Valentine's Day. To review the key points, we discussed the feast of Lupercalia, Saint Valentine, and the modern celebration of Valentine's Day. Now that we all know the origin of the holiday, Valentine's Day, the next time someone brings it up, you'll have a lot more to talk about than just chocolates and greeting cards. Now that we have learned all the history behind Valentine's Day, you'll have something new to share with your loved one this coming holiday. Thank you. My name is Carly Schneider.